ICE agents go nuclear against Somali Americans.
What's your name?
On cam, masked federal agents kidnap Somali U.S. citizen.
What's your name?
Somali American ends up in chokehold, dragged into SUV. Citizen begs as ICE agents force him to his knees in freezing snow.
I was even outside for mere seconds before I seen a masked person running at me full speed. He tackled me. I told him I'm a U.S. citizen. He didn't seem to care. He dragged me outside through the snow while I was handcuffed, restrained, helpless, and he pushed me to the ground and he put me in a chokehold.
It was supposed to be an ordinary lunch break. Mubashir stepped outside into the freezing Minneapolis snow just minutes away from returning to work. Then, without warning, a masked federal agent charged toward him at full speed. Within seconds, the 20-year-old Somali American was tackled, dragged into a building hallway, and restrained. Video shows him handcuffed, pushed, and forced to his knees on the snow-covered street. At one point, an agent appears to place him in a chokehold as bystanders shout in protest. "I told him, I'm a U.S. citizen. What is going on?" Mubashir later said. He didn't seem to care. Handcuffed and helpless, Mubashir says he was pulled across the snow and shoved into an unmarked gray SUV. All the while, he repeated the same words, "I'm a citizen."
No! You guys back it up. Back it up. Don't touch me.
According to Mubashir, the agents questioned him about his immigration status, refused to look at a digital copy of his passport on his phone, and took him to a federal facility, even as he begged to be released. The incident happened in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood, home to one of the largest Somali communities in the United States. It has now become a flashpoint in the Trump administration's immigration enforcement push, which has flooded federal agents into cities like Minneapolis, Chicago, Los Angeles, and New Orleans. Local leaders say Somali communities are now living in fear, especially as reports grow of U.S. citizens being detained during sweeps. All of it comes against the backdrop of President Donald Trump's rhetoric describing Somali immigrants as garbage and telling them to go back to where they came from.
I wouldn't be proud to have the largest Somalian. Look at their nation. Look how bad their nation is. It's not even a nation. It's just people walking around killing each other. Look, these Somalians have taken billions of dollars out of our country. They've taken billions and billions of dollars. They have a representative, Ilhan Omar, who they say married her brother. It's a fraud. She tries to deny it now, but you can't really deny it because, it just happened. She shouldn't be allowed to be a congresswoman, and I'm sure people are looking at that. And she should be thrown the hell out of our country. And most of those people, they have destroyed Minnesota, okay? Minnesota, you have an incompetent governor. You have a crooked governor. He's crooked as hell, but he's incompetent. Waltz he should be ashamed. That beautiful land, that beautiful state, it's a hellhole right now. And the Somalians should be out of here. They've destroyed our country. And all they do is complain, complain, complain. You have her. She's always talking about the Constitution provides me with, go back to your own country and figure out your Constitution. All she does is complain about this country, and without this country, she would not be in very good shape. She probably wouldn't be alive right now. So Somalia is considered by many to be the worst country on earth. I don't know. I haven't been there. I won't be there anytime soon, I hope. But what the Somalian people have done to Minnesota is not even believable. It's not even believable. And a lot of it starts with the governor. A lot of it starts with Barack Hussein Obama, because that's when people started coming in. And you have to have people come in that are going to love our country, cherish our country. They want to kiss our country goodnight. They talk about our country. We want them to pray for our country. This is not the people living in Minnesota. And she's a disaster. She should not be, and her friends shouldn't be allowed. Frankly, they shouldn't even be allowed to be congresspeople, okay? They shouldn't even be allowed to be congresspeople because they don't represent the interests of our country. Anybody else?
But contradictory to Mubashir, the Department of Homeland Security tells a different story. DHS says agents were speaking with a suspected undocumented immigrant in a high-crime area when Mubashir allegedly fled, giving officers reasonable suspicion to chase and detain him. But video shows Mubashir standing still moments before the chase. In the footage, he can be heard repeatedly yelling, "I'm a citizen," as agents restrain him. Mubashir says he felt like he was being kidnapped. After failed attempts to scan his face and fingerprints, he was taken to a federal detention building. There, he says he was denied water and medical help for numb hands and back pain. It wasn't until a staff member finally listened and allowed him to show his passport that he was released, 2 hours after being detained. Agents, he says, told him to walk home in the snow.
I was even outside for mere seconds before I seen a masked person running at me full speed. He tackled me. I told him I'm a U.S. citizen. He didn't seem to care. He dragged me outside through the snow while I was handcuffed, restrained, helpless. And he pushed me to the ground and he put me in a chokehold. And he said, "We're taking you into Bishop Henry, all the way in Bloomington." I did my fingerprints and they finally let me go. They said, "No, you have to walk in the snow." Eventually, my parents came and picked me up.
Our residents deserve better from the federal government.
Random efforts in which individuals who are being stopped because they appear to be Latino or because they appear to be Somali is wrong.
What happened to me was unjust, uncalled for.
We're demanding accountability, immediate changes on how these operations are being carried out.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has now demanded a review of recent federal arrests, warning that forceful and unlawful practices will not be tolerated. Minneapolis officials are calling for accountability, while DHS flatly denies racial profiling claims.